is to review a couple practice questions and then complete the notes. And then if we have time, we're going to go over one of the practices that you guys have due today. Let's get into the plan. I know it's going to be a tough and difficult day for some of you, but we have to just try to keep moving forward and focus on what we can focus on and what we control. So that's what I'm trying to do today and now. Next week, I know I already have to talk about next week, but yes, it's Wednesday. So I'm not going to see some of you all again, but next week, remember that, but next week, Veterans Day is a school holiday. So we will not have classes next week, Wednesday. That day will be off. And so I only see you on Monday next week for math. That being said, on Monday, we're going to do a review test of all the things that we've studied for the last 7 weeks. So I have put in the folder a review for you all to kind of go over, so you can go over the kinds of questions that only will not be on that will be on that test, but also what we have covered for the last 7 weeks, right? Because we've done 7 weeks of classes, there is a lot of information. So it's important that you kind of review it periodically to make sure that you still remember it, right? You don't have to remember it perfectly, but the idea is that you remember how to do it. Some of you also haven't done all of the work that has been there for the last 7 weeks for various reasons. But it's important that you're exposed to all of that work and know how to do it. All of these things are things that you will be tested on eventually, so you do need to know all of these things, okay? So I'm gonna show you a preview of what that's gonna look like for Monday. And we're gonna go over some questions now. So we're gonna start, of course, with the practice question that I have up on the screen. Oops, sorry. We'll do that next. But it says a class with 28 students has 13 boys. What is the ratio of girls to boys? How do we answer that question? What is the ratio of girls to boys? Anybody? Hello? Are you guys with me?
Yes, Mr. Graziano.
Oh.
1.15, but I didn't finish. Only 1.1, 1.2.
I think you're doing too much.
15 girls to up.
Yeah, so that's all I need is the 15 girls to 13 boys. That's all it asks for.
Okay. When I did all of that, I went in to start dividing.
Yep, you did. I knew you would. That's why I asked the question the way I asked it. You got to look at what the question is asking for. All right, so, all it says is what's the ratio of girls to boys. 28 is the total number of students, right? So it wants the ratio of girls to boys. So all I have to do is subtract 13 from 28 to get 15 girls to 13 boys. So that's my ratio, 15 to 13, which I don't have to reduce because it cannot be reduced, right? That ratio is exactly what it is and what my answer is.
So it's 15 to 13.
right? And you can write it anyway, right? You can write it with a colon, write it as a fraction, write it with the word 2. It doesn't say how to write it, so any of
15
those
over
answers.
13 or what, 15 to 13.
Right, yep. Any of those are acceptable answers. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next question, which is also on this slideshow.
There's a 5th, 4th, 0, 4, 11, 20, 20.
Okay. All right. So we have a nice long question here and a table. It says, Mr. Blaine's classes were given an assignment regarding geothermal electrical capacity in several countries in the year 2014. In order to begin the assignment, they had to compile this table. And so there's a table here with the country and the installed capacity. The question is asking is, what is the approximate ratio of installed capacity of the largest to the smallest? Is it A, B, C, or D? The largest to the smallest.
What is the approximate ratio of installation capacity?
Installed capacity of the largest to the smallest.
All right, the largest will be 2, 2, 4, 8, 5, 0, 2. So GB is 1. Okay. No, so B is okay. From the
largest to the
smallest. Okay. 200, that is 1,001. That 848 47, and then you have 248 502. I just think that so no, we can't see the A. Oh Lord.
Reader?
No, I was going to type it in the chat, but then when I put on the chat, I'm unable to see the A.
Oh, 77 to 1? That's what it says.
Okay, yes. So it would be 1. 8, 4, 8. Oh Lord. Sorry.
Salud.
Mr. G.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hope you understand what I'm typing here. Oh my God, I don't know if I put in all of these things like what I see here. I am hoping I'm doing the right thing. It was 77 to 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 1.7. Mr. G, you know this have to use calculator, right?
No. You don't have to use a calculator for this.
I already did the answer, but I'm going back over it.
Oh, okay.
With the calculator.
I'm going to show you what.
Yes, I think there's something tricky about this answer.
It is tricky. It is tricky.
Yeah, the 248,502 is the tricky part.
Yes. But
See,
it shouldn't be tricky. Why? Look at the question again. What does the question say?
it's the, hold on, let me, all right.
The question says
All right. The
largest
question says, what is the approximate
ratio
ratio of installed
capacity.
capacity of the largest to the smallest?
That's why 248 to 502 shouldn't matter. Why? Because it says largest to smallest. What order is letter C in?
Oh, it's in a larger portion.
It's smallest to largest. So that's why letter C does not even, it shouldn't confuse you. It might confuse you and it's supposed to distract you, but it shouldn't because it says largest to smallest. So that's not even an answer choice. You should be able to eliminate letter C immediately because it's not largest to smallest.
That's smallest to large.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm getting a bit confused right there. So that's large. That's large. Small to large. So you want large to small. So largest to small would be 7 to 1. And then
And that's it.
Large would be 184 that to 47.
But is 47 the smallest?
No.
So the smallest is 20.
It's 77 to 1.
There you go. Right. So this is why this makes it so you don't even have to do that calculation, right? I'm going to show you. If you look for this, the largest and the smallest is 24, right? And the largest is 1848. So now let's go to the answer choices. C and D are in order from smallest to largest. You can immediately eliminate those two, right? And then letter B says, if it's supposed to be largest to smallest, the largest is 1848, but they have the smallest as 47. That can't be the answer either. So the answer has to be A.
7.
So even without doing any calculations, I should be able.
So, Mr. G, I see what you're saying, but what I was doing, I was putting them in order.
I understand.
I was putting them in order, like you'd say, A would be the first, C would be the second, B would be the third, D would be
you're putting those in order.
them.
No, it was asking you to look at the table and put the ratio of the smallest, the largest to the smallest together. So it's asking you for this ratio. This was the ratio it was asking you for, right? 1,848 to 24. And when you reduce it by 24, you're going to get 77 to 1. Because both of these numbers can be reduced by 24. Right? When you do 24 into 1848, you're going to get
77.
Which is 28, 2, 14, 60, 168. When you subtract, you're going to get 6, 7, so 168 again. So that's how you get 77. Okay, so 77 to 1. Again, it just asks you for the largest to the smallest. So this is where we have to, this is why we do these kind of practice questions, and we do these questions a lot, is because I want us to really look at the questions that we're being asked, right? And what they're asking us here, they give us a lot of information, right? They give us all this information about Mr. Blaine's classes and all these things that he was doing and what they're doing and blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is this. It says install capacity. That's all you need to use. And then it tells you to compare the largest to the smallest. So that's all you need to do is put the largest first and the smallest second. And now you're looking for whatever ratio matches this ratio. It can't be B, it can't be C, it can't be D, it has to be A. If you're not sure, you got to reduce to see if it makes it to A, okay? But what the biggest thing that I can really teach you about the GED is reading your questions correctly, right? Because that's what it really comes down to. Don't do extra work if you don't need to. Just like we saw in the previous question, right? The previous question was just asking us to find the ratio of girls to boys. It wasn't asking us to find the rate. It wasn't asking us how many girls per boys. It just said ratio of girls to boys. We just put that pure number in. Here, it says the approximate ratio. So we have to find the ratio and then figure out which one matches it, okay? So when we see approximate, then we do have to do a little bit more work, right? But we don't have to do too much more work. Save yourself time if you can, and in this case, we save ourselves time by not trying to do anything more than identify the largest and the smallest install capacity. Okay, that's the first step. And then the second step is like, oh, look at these ratios. Some of them are not in order from largest to smallest, so I can eliminate them. That's C and D. And then letter B has chosen 47, which is not the smallest because 24 is the smallest. So that's why B does not work either. And that's why the answer must be A. Okay, we are going to get back now into our notes. We're going to finish up our notes from that we started on Monday. After we finish the notes, we're going to get into our other practices. And that's what the plan is for today. Let's need to get out of here and open up our documents. All right, so again, you should just be in your level 5 course, week 7, ratios and rates. Okay, and I'm opening up the ratios and rates notes. That's what we're going to finish up first. You can see that I already posted Monday's class, and I will post today's class later today, of course. So, all right, I'm going to start where we left off, which is with the word problems, right? We finished all the proportions. So we're going to go right into the word problems. So that's letter D. We'll start on letter D, the last page with the word problems. That's what we're going to continue from. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you guys any of that. So again, Math Skills 5, folder for week 7, ratios and rates. And then you want to open up the ratios and rates notes. And this is what I have open here. We're going to scroll down to page 4 or letter D, where we're solving using a proportion. Okay. Make sure we get into that. Okay, so it says you jog 3.6 miles in 30 minutes. At that rate, how long will it take you to jog 4.8 miles? How do I set this up?
We jog 3.6 miles.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks for letting me know, Tichelle. Sorry about your emergency. So how do I set this up? Ladies who are staying, what do I have to do to set up this problem?
At that rate, how long it takes to jog 4 point. 3.6 miles is equal to 30 minutes. So you want to find out. First, you got to find out how many minutes per mile.
So I'm going to solve it by using a proportion. How do I set up a proportion? This is what we learned on Monday. So you told me 3.6.
So you take away the 36 from the 48?
So no, it's not 36, it's 3.6, right? So
yeah, 3.6, I mean, from 4.8.
So you told me 3.6 is equal to 30, right?
Right.
So I just have to figure out how much 4.8 is equal to, right? I set up a proportion, right? I set them both equal. and set up a
Mr. G, that's my thing. The setting up of it, I need to conquer.
yes.
4.8.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is how we set up a proportion. We set them up to compare, right? If I know that 3.6 miles equal to 30 minutes, I'm trying to figure out how many minutes is equal to 4.8 miles. So now that I have this set up, I can cross multiply to find my answer. I'm going to multiply 30 times 4.8. I'm going to do my first cross. So 4.8 times 30. Okay, and that's going to give me
3 is 24, 12, 14.
Going to give me 144. Okay.
28 times 40.
And I'm going to do 3.6 times x, which is going to give me 3.6x. To find my answer, I now need to divide both sides by 3.6.
0.6.
Okay, so I have to figure out 3.6 into 144, which I can't do, right? Because I have a decimal in my divisor. So I have to add a 0 and take the decimal
Take
out.
away the decimal.
Good, so I have 36 into 1,440. So let's figure out how many times 36 goes into 144. Oof, oh Lord.
4, 3, 4 times.
Maybe I'm gonna try 6 times. Is that too much? 6, that's 36 plus 3, 18.
I said 4.
8 is 2, 16, that's too much. It's 4 times, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes.
36 and 36 is
good.
72 and 72.
It is 4 times. So 36 goes into 1,440, 40 times. So x is equal to 40 minutes. That's how long it's going to take me to jog 4.8 miles, 40 minutes.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so that means that here are your steps, right? Your first step is to set up your proportion.
12 is equal to 10. 12 is equal to 10. 12 is equal to 10. 12 is equal to 10.
You cross.
I done it by the way. I got the answer a long time.
You're still doing the same thing, really. If you you set up you cross multiply, right? You set your cross products equal, which is what the step that we have right here, right? You set them equal. Set your cross products equal.
I feel so stuffy.
And equal. And the last step is to divide. You divide by whatever number is in front of your x, or whatever variable you use. Okay, so this first answer is 40 minutes. We're going to use the same exact strategy to do number 2. So let's read number 2 and then figure out how we're going to set up this proportion. It says you earn $33 in 8 hours. At that rate, how much would you earn in 5 hours?
Where it says you earn, let me write down the question, Mr. G.
Okay.
Because that's the way I can look back to see what I'm doing. $33 in 8 hours. Mr. G, my son is having the same problem with me.
What?
He's not learning a thing in English class over the online.
Oh no. Oh no.
You earn $33 in 8 hours. So you gotta put 33, that's the to set up the portion over 5.
Not over 5, because you earn 33 in how many hours?
8 hours.
So 33 over 8, if anything.
Equal to
equal to how
X
much money, good, you earn in 5. There it is. Good.
over 5.
Perfect. And
This
now,
is the cross multiplication, so that's 33 times 5 will equal to 5 3 is 15. Okay, 1 5 which is 165.
that's one.
And then 165 divided by 8.
Right, so I did my cross multiplication. Now I set my cross products equal. That's step 3 right here. And now I divide both sides by 8. So 165 divided by 8 is going to give me my answer. So how many times does 8 go into 165? It goes in twice, right? To get 5. 8 goes into 5 0 times.
Yeah. 0.6, so I gotta have a remainder 6.
Well, no, we add a decimal and a 0. And now we do 8 into 50. 8 can't go into 50. 8 goes into, I'm sorry, 8 goes into 56 times.
6 times.
We get 48, and then we get 20. 8 goes into 20.
2 times.
2 times, we get 16. There were 4 left over, so the next number is going to be a 5. You have to round it up to $20.63. No, we're only going to round the last number. We're not going to round up to 21. We're just going to round a 2 to a 3. So it's $20.
Oh, it was $20 and
63 cents.
$20.63. Okay, because it would have been $20.60. $6.25.
Yeah. So we just rounded the 2 up to a 3 because what's after the 2 is a 5.
At least I got that part a while ago. But let me see something, Mr. G. 33 divided into
8.
8.
And then multiply
Give you 4.1. That equal
times 5.
3 divided by 8 equal that.
And multiply that by 5.
Okay.
So it's going to be, it's really the same thing, right? The only thing is that we've switched the order of how we're doing it. We're multiplying first and then we're dividing. That's all, right? It's like in your step, all you did was divide 33 by 8 and then multiply by 5. What we did was multiply by 5 and then divide by 8.
By 8.
You're going to get the same
it's like
answer.
a counter reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Remember that because it's multiplication and division, it doesn't really matter in that case what order we do it in because we're doing the same numbers at the end of the day.
Don't erase it, Mr. G. Let me write off the formula.
Okay.
I'm hoping I get to finish the class, Mr. G, because I'm going away for a funeral.
Oh, okay.
I won't be able to attend class Friday also.
Okay. When are you, you'll be leaving today? And you're, okay.
Yeah, I'm going all the way in Pennsylvania. I'm leaving today.
Got it. Okay. No problem.
Okay, you can erase now.
Oh, Lord, y'all. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of y'all today. Okay, yes, let me scroll down. Let me erase this. Okay, on to number 3.
What is the cost of 6 filters?
No, number 3. An airplane.
An airplane flies at 105 miles in half of an hour. How far can it fly in 1¼ hour if the same rate is
of speed? The same rate of speed.
Same rate is what? I can't see because of the thing on my.
Oh, it says, so an airplane flies at 105 miles in a half hour. How far can it fly in an hour, 1¼ hours at the same rate of speed?
So 1 hour would be, you have to work out the hour time first, Mr. G?
No, you can set it up in the proportion. You just have to use decimals instead of fractions.
Mr. G, you know I'm looking at this math and I'm not looking at it as the proportion way, right?
I understand.
I'm ready to say half an hour. But it's going to give me 205. A quarter of 105 is 20. That.
No, that's what I'm saying. So even if you do it that way, look at it as decimals and not as fractions. So a half hour is 0.5 and an hour and a quarter is 1.25. So even if you do it that way,
an hour and a quarter is equal to 1.25.
25. How much is a quarter?
25.
Oh.
So it's 105 over 0.5, right?
Perfect.
Times.
That's equal to what?
Is equal to 1. No, x.
Good.
The x over 1.25.
Good.
So
now you can go ahead and do your math.
And 5 multiplied by 1.25 is going to be equal to, right now my calculator go up to my brain right now. Calculator is working for my brain right now, Mr. Chi. So it's 131.25 multiplied by 0.5. And that would be 131.25. Oh my God, I'm uneasy. Times 0.5.
No, divided by 0.5.
Why am I saying times? Because if I don't want to find out, so it's divide. Mr. G.
I'm just here. I'm just sitting here, you know.
26.25.
There you go. Very good.
All right, Mr. G, let me try and work it out the other way and see. Oh, this was number 3, number 2. Oh my God. So the 105, 105. Then it be 105 divided by 4.26. So why do I 265? All right, why do I end up with the answer so fast?
It's literally the same thing. I just told you what it is. Right? So you ended up with
what I wanted to do, Mr. G, was to do it like, all right, if the half an hour is 105, then you know 1 hour would be 210.
Correct.
Would be 210. And that's
all you have to do is
to 1 hour.
Now you have to add half of a half hour.
No, you gotta add the quarter hour to it. So I was saying the quarter hour now would be
half of 105.
How much?
Half of 105.
So that would be 5.25, right?
52.5.
Yes, so it would be 26.25.
No, 262.5.
262?
I can't fly. I can't fly slower, right? If I'm flying for a longer amount of time, I'm flying further. Yeah, your decimal's in the wrong place. It's 262.5.
My decimal point.
Yeah, it should be between the 2 and the 5.
131.25 multiplied by 0.5.
Divided by 0.5.
Oh, Jesus. Should have gone to bed last night, Mr. G. Should have gone to my bed early. It's when I use the calculator, I'm getting a different answer. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. 131.25.
Divided by 0.5.
0.5. You see, it's giving me 65.625.
Wait, what did you do? Okay, 1 second. Let me take a look at what I did. Maybe I didn't put enough decimal points in. I don't know. Let me use my calculator.
Lord, sorry, Mr. G.
You're fine. So you put in 131
It's okay, I got it, Mr. G. I was
Oh.
putting in multiplication just the same on the calculator. I think I'm tired, Mr. G. Sitting up last night watching that thing.
Oh.
Because I'm here because I'm my husband, but you need to watch to see what the election and learn about it. You're going to learn about it and learn something in class.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I was up all night, and I was up the night before too, because I couldn't sleep because I was worried about last night. So I'm tired. I'm tired. So you
I
had
just waste my sleep because I still didn't get up to the finals. I could have gone to my bed and then heard about it all this morning. Come on, Mr. G.
It's not supposed to be like this. This is not normal, but it's normal now, I guess. We'll see. Okay, let's do this last one and then we can
What
go.
is the cost of 6 filters if each filter costs $39?
If eight.
Huh?
You said if eight.
If 8, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. G, I tell you, I'm tired. What is the cost of 6? Okay.
If
So
8 costs.
what is the cost of 6? So 8 costs. 8 is equal to $39. This is like a back way, right, Mr. G?
Yeah.
92. So it's 8 over 3, 9.92 times the x is at the bottom now equals. Equal to the x at the bottom and the 6 at top. So it's going to be 6 multiply now and then we divide by the 8.
Very good.
So it's only 39.92 divided by 6.
Times 6.
Or divided by 8.
Yeah.
Times 6. 6 twos. 12, 2 carry 1, 6, 6, 9, 56, 54, Lord God, 54, 155, carry 5, 59, 9, carry 5, 6, 3, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So it's 2395, 2395, 2. Now it's going to be 239.52 divided by 8, which is going to equal to 8 into that goes 2 times. Carry 1. Oh my God. Study.
So how much is it going to cost you for 8?
$9.
What?
It's the G.
Miriam.
239.52
divided by 8.
Divided by 8. So I got $29.94, so you could actually run it up to $30.
Oh, I heard $9.
No, I said $29.94.
That's perfect. Yes, that is correct.
And I say you could actually run it off to $30 because that's like just 6 cents less.
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. I heard $9. I did not hear 29. That's why I thought you were wrong. Yes, that is correct. Absolutely. $29.94 is the answer. Good work. All right, so that finishes up your notes. So we're going to go look at one of these other examples and practices that you guys should work through today. We're going to go look at the work that you should do in general, but let me show you that work right now. So in your folder, I'm going to show you the whole folder, right? There's a lot of work in here this week. You guys that are here live with me are good for today as far as the work that you have to do for this morning's class. If you're watching it back, you must complete one of the 2 practices that I'm going to go over right now. So it's either number 2 or number 3 must be completed by 7 p.m. today. For those of you who are on the class with me right now, so Antoinette, Jules, and Miriam, you need to complete the exit ticket by 7 p.m. tonight. That's what you need to complete. okay? Just the exit ticket. This other thing that's here is a midterm practice assessment. So this is to prepare you guys for Monday. I'm gonna do a midterm with you on Monday. So I've put in a few questions going over all of the things that we've learned for the last 7 weeks. Again, this is just a practice and not the real test, right? But it's supposed to prepare you for the real test. You can take this up to 2 times if you want to, but it goes over all of the things that we've learned all the way from decimals to now. Okay, so it reviews some decimals with you, some fractions, some absolute value, all of those things are all in here, okay? So take your time to go through this. And the idea is that you do this on your own over the next couple of days, over the weekend, whatever, just so that on Monday, when you come to class, you're prepared to ask me some questions to help you prepare right before the test to clarify any questions or problems you might have, okay? And then during class on Monday, I will release the test for you to be able to do. And that's what Monday is gonna look like, okay? Just a test. And of course, on Wednesday, there's no class because it's Veterans Day. As far as I know, there's no class. Maybe they might change that because they gave us the day off yesterday. But as far as I know, there's no class on Wednesday. If that changes, I'll let you know, but we'll just be going over the midterm if we do have class on Wednesday. Okay, so make sure the exit ticket is done by 7 p.m. today. Right now, I'm gonna go over practice number 2 with you all, rates and unit rates. Okay.
Ratio rates and unit rate. What's the difference between just rate and unit rate?
That's a great question. What is the difference between a rate and a unit rate?
The unit would be per.
Good, very good. That's it. 1, right? A unit means out of 1. So right now the rate says 72 ounces in 6 steaks. So to find the unit rate, you just divide. So
By 72.
Yep, divide 72 by 6. So what is that going to be?
12.
Good. 72 divided by 6 is going to give me 12. So it's 12 ounces, 12 ounces per steak. That's what I'm looking for as your unit rate. Make sure you have the per, right? Either with a slash or the word per, but 12 ounces per steak. That's your answer. All right, so then number 2 is gonna be the same thing. I have 162 water bottles in 9 cases. So what does that mean? How many water bottles do I have per case?
9 into 16 goes 1 time, carry 7.
So
2.
18.
162 divided by 9, 18.
18 bottles per
Yeah, I can write off all of that so fast.
case.
$18 bottles
per case. Yeah. Bottles.
Central Sub makes 21 sandwiches using 12 pounds of turkey. Wow, it's a whole lot of meat. How much turkey was used per sandwich? 12 into 21.
So how much turkey was used per sandwich? So it should be 12 divided by 21, right? Yeah. So how many pounds of turkey per sandwich?
You see, no, I can't go back over these because I won't have the So what's the division going to look like? 12 is going to be on the inside.
21.
On the outside. Oh,
You
Lord.
always go over these because you always have the recording. I'm going to post the recording later. Watch the video.
Mr. G, let me tell you something. I said to my 9-year-old something about computer. I said, I don't understand computer work like that, so that's giving me a hard time. You know what that little boy did?
What?
He was doing technology, and the teacher was teaching them about how to operate the first steps of operating the computer, such as to turn it on, to do this. That little boy paste everything and send it to me, and then go ask me, Mommy, you understand about the computer now because I send you the stuff from class.
He's trying to help.
I said, Steve, I know how to turn on my computer and turn it off.
That's the extent of my knowledge. Okay, so we're gonna round it to 0.571. So 0.571 pounds per sandwich. LBS per pounds per.
You gotta put a 0 before, Mr. G?
No, if you just put the decimal, that's okay. The 0 is not important.
You don't have any value, right?
Right, it does not have any value. Per sandwich.
That would be a cladding sandwich for me.
Yeah, that's a lot of meat. Half a pound of meat on the sandwich. Ooh.
That's what I mean. That's for some persons.
All right. Marco's mother bought an 8-pack of juice boxes at the store for $4. Find the unit rate for the juice boxes. So how much did she spend per box?
$1. No, 50 cents.
There it is. Good. So you take the 8-pack or the $4 and divide it by the 8-pack. 4 divided by 8 is going to give you $0.5 per box, which is just 50 cents, right? 50 cents per box.
You see, Mr. G, I understand it like that, like just, well, you know, once I'm talking about money.
Of course, whenever you're talking about prices, that's where you got it. You got
Much easier than doing it the other way around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the only thing is, so the only one you made a slight mistake on was number 3, right? Just always make sure you look at what they're asking you. What word follows the per? That's what you're dividing by. So
sandwiches.
Per sandwich, so that means I have to divide by 21. Okay.
And not by the pound.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so we're gonna solve the following rates here. It says a party mix has 8 ounces of pretzels, 3 ounces of mini marshmallows, and 6 ounces of nuts. How many ounces of nuts are there for every ounce of pretzels?
So we got to read this again.
Okay.
A party mix has 8 ounces. Okay. Let me write that 8 ounces of pretzels. 3 ounces of marshmallows, 6 ounces of nuts. How many ounces of nuts are, so that the 3 ounces of mini marshmallows, that's not even relevant.
Right, we don't care about that, exactly.
Right, because I'm not asking anything about it. That's what I wanted to read it over to see. So it's saying no. So in other words, it's saying a party mix has 8 ounces of pretzels and 6 ounces of nuts. Mm-hmm. How many ounces of nuts are there for every ounce of that?
Of pretzels, yeah.
So that's like a 1 ounce and
so we have to, so we need to write it out.
Right. You have to divide by the 6 into the 8.
So you have nuts over pretzels.
So 8 into 6.
Good. So we're gonna do 8 into 6. So 6 over 8. So we just do 8 into 6. Yep.
1.33. Continue. What's the little sign again you put up to the continuation, the 2 little?
So wait, so 8 goes into 60 how many times? 0.75. There it is. There it is. Yeah. You went the other way, I think.
Yeah.
The 6 into the 8, yeah. It's nuts over pretzels. Remember, you're always dividing the denominator into the numerator. So it's, or the other way to look at it, because it's 6/8, I could have reduced this fraction. I would have gotten 3/4. So I wouldn't have to do any more math because I know that 3/4 is 75 cents, right? So that's 75.75 ounces of nuts for every ounce of pretzels. 75 ounces of nuts per okay.
7.
Number 6. The Loving Lemon Company sells a 4-gallon jug of lemonade for $24. The Sweet and Sour Company sells an 8-pack of 1-quart bottles of lemonade for $16.
1 quart is equal.
Which company
All right.
has a higher unit price? Oh,
All
good.
right. So,
You found the trick already. Good. What's the trick, Miriam? Tell me.
the trick is just 1 gallon. 1 gallon is $24, but at the same time, 1 quart is for 16. So therefore, the $16 one is more expensive. Because this is 4 into 24.
Oh, you didn't notice the difference though.
It's per gallon and quart.
Yeah.
4 quarts makes a gallon.
Okay, good. Right.
I noticed that.
Okay, good.
So that's why I was saying if 4 quarts equals to $24.
No, because it's 4 gallons.
4 gallons. Sorry. I'm saying quart for it's gallon. 4 gallons is for $24. That is $6 per quart.
No.
Right?
No. Because how many quarts are in 4 gallons? There are 4 quarts in 1 gallon, but there are 4. It's a 4-gallon jug. So how many quarts are that? Is that?
Oh, 4, 4 is 16.
Good. That's 16 quarts, right? We have 16 quarts for $24.
Right.
And 1 quart for $16.
For $16.
Good. All right, good. You still, yeah, your answer is still the same, but I just wanted to make sure that you saw the conversion correctly, right? Your answer is still going to be the same. Which one has the higher unit price? Obviously, the one quart for $16 is much more than 16 quarts for $24 because when I divide 24 by 16, right, I'm going to get what, like 1.5? Yeah. So this is going to be $1.5 per quart for this one.
And the other one is going to be $16.
$16 per quart, right? Exactly. So the Sweet and Sour has a higher unit price.
So, okay, so explain your answer. Oh, Lord, that's my problem now, Mr. G, because I would have gotten the answer, but then I have to go around now to explain it.
Exactly. And you can explain it just by showing me the math, right? If you show me that you know that it's 16 quarts, then that you've explained it enough for me. But if you keep it as the 4 gallons, then you're not showing me that you're understanding the conversion, right? I need you to understand the conversion as a higher unit price.
So if I had said 4 times
or 4 divided by 24, I would have said you only got it half right. Yeah. I want you to show me 16, right? The 24 divided by 16.
That's 4 by 4.
Exactly. I want to see that part. I need to see the conversion. So remember that there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon.
Or if I had said 1 quart equals 4. 1 gallon equals 4 quarts.
Yeah. You showed me something like that.
So 4 gallons would equal to 16.
Exactly. Yeah. I just needed to see that conversion because that's something that we tend to forget too. So I want us to make sure that we know that. Good. All right.
That came up the other day with my bigger son because I sent them some oil and had him sharing to neighbors, and I was like, okay, each person 2 quarts. So he was like, Mommy, it's a gallon. I said, yeah, each person 2 quarts.
Yep.
And we were serving it for 4 persons. So there was 2 bottles.
Yep.
So I think he was thinking out of the box, as in And
Right.
if-
Pull out both of those and give them to one.
right.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's look at number 7. It says the Shanghai Maglev train is one of the fastest trains in the world, traveling about 2,144 miles in 8 hours.
So you gotta
How
divide.
many miles does it travel in 1 hour?
So it's divide the 8 into the 2, 1, 2, 1, 4, 4
Okay.
divided by 8. 268 miles per hour.
Very good. 268 miles per hour. I'm just going to do mph, right? Miles per hour. Okay, so now part B says the distance between Columbus, Ohio and New York City is about 560 miles. How many hours would it take the train to travel between the cities?
So the distance between Columbia, Ochi, and New York City is about 560 miles. How many hours would it take the train to travel between the cities? Woo. So it's just like it's 1, 2, 3 divided by 560.
What are you dividing by 560?
The 3 cities.
No, it's 2 cities. So it's
It's two.
Columbus, Ohio is 1 city. That's a place.
Oh, divided by 2, so that would be 280, I think.
So
280.
so what you do is you take the miles, right? The distance between the 2 cities, and you divide it by what? Jules, go ahead. I can hear you.
Divided by 268.
Yeah, you take the miles that you're going to travel and divide it by your speed. So take the 560 and divide it by
560
268.
divided by 268.
Good. So how many hours is that?
2 hours and 0 dot dot dot.
So 2.09 hours, right? We'll just round it up. Or just we can say about 2 hours, right? It's going to take you just a little bit over 2 hours to travel that distance. If you're traveling 268 miles per hour and you're trying to go 560 miles, you're going to be traveling about 2 hours. A little bit more than 2 hours. Okay. So whenever you are given a speed and you're given a distance to travel, to find out how long it's going to take you to travel that distance, you have to divide your distance by your speed.
The speed, okay.
Okay? Divide the distance by the speed, and that'll give you the time that it's going to take you to travel.
So Mr. G, like these would be calculator problems?
These last 2, yes, only because of the size of the numbers that you're working with, yes. The previous ones, probably not. Like numbers 5 and 6, not. Those would not be calculated questions. You would have to do those by hand. But number 7, yes, those would be a calculator. Excuse me, calculated question. But. Okay, and I think we have maybe one more after this. Let's see. We can go on to the last problem. Yeah. Which of the following is not an example of a rate?
That's how is my phone ringing this morning from New Jersey like that. 2 cups for every 3 cups, 120 beats per minute, 16 ounces for $2, 8 ounces per 12 hour. 8 inches, Lord God, for 12 hours. Which of the following is not an example of a rate? So
remember what the definition of a rate is. So we talked about this on Monday.
The first one.
I was skipping to see.
Okay. Jules says the first.
Rate is a comparison of 2 quantities that have different unit.
Okay.
Rates are usually expressed in the fraction form.
So Jules says the first one is not a rate. What do you say, Miriam?
Oh, because the 2 would not equal out with the 3. What are cups?
Mhm.
2 cups for every 3 cups. So I'd say 2 cups for every 3 cups. That doesn't make any sense.
It does if you're making a recipe. 2 cups of flour for every 3 cups of, or
Raise-
right, whatever, exactly. Or 2 cups of sugar for every 3 cups of flour. I don't know what you would be making there, but yeah.
But that would be hard to work out if you're doing.
So these are all okay with the numbers, but which one is not a rate? What's the definition of a rate again? Read it to yourself again, or read it out loud if you need to. What does it say?
Rate is a comparison of 2 quantities which have different units.
Okay, so what's a
Rates are
unit?
usually expressed in fraction form.
So what are the units here? Cups and
Cups.
cups. What are the units here? Beats and
Beats and
minutes. Ounces and dollars. Inches and hours, right? So which ones have the same, which one has the same units?
the cups and cups.
So this is a ratio, not a rate. So this is the example of the one that is not a rate, right? Because it uses the same units. Okay, so a rate, again, by definition, is a comparison of 2 quantities that have different units. 120 beats per 1 minute, 16 ounces per $2, 8 inches per 12 hours. All of these are rates. But this one is a ratio because it compares 2 quantities with the same units. 2 cups for every 3 cups. So if I'm making a recipe and it calls for 2 cups of water, for instance, or 2 cups of grain for every 3 cups of water, and I want to make 6 cups of the grain, how many cups of water do I need? Or how many? Yeah, exactly, right? So that's the idea. So you can, this is how you would use that ratio, right? So that's a ratio only because it has cups to cups. It becomes a rate when we're comparing 2 different units, that's all. Remember that rates and ratios are the same thing, just they're defined differently if you are working with different units, okay? Different units is a rate, same units is a ratio. Salud. You have to do them, you have to do 3 in a row. Because the third one is money. The first one is health. The second one is love. And the third one is money. That's for your sneezes. That's the good. Those are
I did 3 in a row. So the first one, go again, Mr. G.
The first one is health, right? So you have to wish you good health. The second one is love. Wish you good love. And the third one is money. So you have to sneeze 3 times in a row. Salud, amor, dinero.
My Lord. In Jesus' name, I have good health, I have a lot of love, and plenty of money.
Okay, so that is practice number 2. Let's take a look now at practice number 3. Let's see if we can finish practice number 3 today as well. We can't, that's okay, but all we're doing is unit rates here. So we're doing the first, what we did on the first exercise of practice 2, where we just divided, is what you're doing for the unit rates here. I've also set it up as a proportion for those of you who need extra work with proportions. If you don't need the extra work with proportions, all you're going to do is ignore the part on the right and just focus on the left by doing division, right? So you're going to do 90 divided by 3, 100 divided by 5, 18 divided by 6, right? Going down this row. But if you need to see it as a proportion, you're going to cross multiply and then divide and set up your equation. So it's good practice for those of you who are not used to setting up your proportions. It'll give you the steps to do that. Okay. All right.
So, okay, go ahead.
But yeah, so if I was doing this as a proportion, right, I would do 90 times 1 to give me 90, and 3 times x to give me 3x. So I have 3x equals 90, and I divide both sides by 3 to get me the answer of 30
Okay.
points per game, right? If
But
I
Mr.
don't,
G,
Mhm.
why would you ever just say 30 divided into 90 over a year and just
Right, exactly.
Right,
Or
so-
like I was just saying, or you can just do 90 divided by 3 to get your 30, right? Those are your options. If you need to set up the equation because you need that practice, do that. What we're going to focus on right now is just doing the division, right? So what's 100 divided by 5?
25.
No, ma'am.
20.
100 is divided by 5.
20.
Yep.
20.
So it's $20 per hour.
Hours.
I'm always thinking about 4.
Yep, you were.
2.
Okay, 18 laps in 6 minutes. 18 divided by 6.
3
3.
laps per minute.
Good. 3 laps per
50.
minute. 3 laps per minute. Okay. 72 miles in 12 minutes.
6.
Good. 6 miles
Per minute.
per minute.
So how of them is gonna, okay, depending on what, so that they said 3 into that goes 15 degree per day.
Good. 15 degrees per day.
7 trees, 21, 7 times.
Good. So 7 books per month. That's how many books I used to read.
Oh
until I
Lord, not even reading 1 book for a year.
55 gallons in 5
If
hours.
you go up, Mr. G, I can't see
Okay.
beyond that.
Let me move it. I'll move it right now. I'll move it all the way up. So now I can clear this page. All right, 55 gallons in 5 hours.
11 gallon per hour per hour.
11 gallons per hour, 22 miles per hour,
22 miles per hour.
11 calls per day.
11 calls per day? No,
12.
12, sorry.
12 calls per day. And 95 divided by 5.
19
9.
19
90, yeah.
feet per second.
seconds. Okay. All right, so that's practices 2 and 3. Again, if you're watching this back, one of those needs to be turned in today. And everybody needs to do this.
Practicing 3 and 5, you say we're to do for today?
Okay, so you are fine because you are here live. So if you turn it in, that's
Okay.
good. We just did it, so that's good. You should turn it in. What you have to do by 7 o'clock today is the exit ticket. That's the only thing that
Yeah,
you
that's the
guys-
one I need to know because I
Okay.
want to try to see if I can do it before they come to pick me up.
Yes, please do that by 7 p.m. today. That's what you all need to do is the exit ticket.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and now we just, since we have time, we'll finish up practice number 1 as well. And then we will call it a day since we have, let's see, we get it. Yeah, I think we should get it, hopefully get it all done. It's very easy. All right, so we've now done everything that we need to do for this week. We've done proportions, we've done unit rates, we've
So
done
B
rate.
would be 4.
B is not 4, almost. It's the difference between 2 and 8 is 4. So I have to multiply 12 by 4, what's 12?
B 4 is 12, 3. B would be 3.
Try again.
What for such is a producer? 12 multiplied by 8 divided by
2.
2. 6.
Or you can do the cross multiplication. B times 2 is 2B. What's 12 times 8?
96.
Good. Divide both sides by 2. B is equal to 48.
48.
Okay. So how do you get from B to 8? You multiply by 4, right? Whatever you do.
Oh, 4 times 12.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so that's the way you can do it, or you can do the cross multiplication, right? Which is what I did here. Right, this is the cross multiplication. All right, what about number 2? What's my answer for P?
2 times 4, 4, 7 is 28.
Very good. P is 28. Again, you just multiply by 4. Okay. What about number 3? Can you see number
You have
3?
to take it up.
Okay, I'll move it up. Number 3. 6 over 12 is equal to 5 over n. What's n?
6 over 10. Could it be 10?
Good. It is 10. N is equal to 10.
Mr. G, I said it's 6 is equal to 5. Half of 12 is 6. It must be 10.
No, that's it. That's how you're supposed to
I'm
do it.
so done.
That is okay. That's how you should do it. If you can do it that way, do it that way. I always encourage you to do it the way that works for you. Okay,
Oh my God.
so I have p over 2 is equal to 9 over 10. What's p?
2 nines 18.
1.8.
20. 2 nines 18. 2 fives 10.
Equal?
5 nines 45.
Okay. Yeah, p is 45. So we have 10p is equal to, no, it's not 45.
2 into 2, 2,
No.
2 fives 10, Mr. G. So 9 fives 45.
1.8.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, 2 times 5 is 10, right? So whatever I'm on the left, I'm multiplying, right? But I'm dividing by 5 to go back this way. So what times 5 gives me 9? That's what the question is asking.
Oh, okay.
So in this case, I have to, if I do it the traditional way, I have 10p is equal to 18. I divide both sides by 10. P is equal to 1.8.
So it would be 5 divided into 9.
Yeah, 9 divided by 5. Good. Yeah. Or you can do 9
1.8.
divided-
Okay.
Yeah, it will give me 1.8. That's the other way to get that. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Can you see number 5?
Yes.
Okay, so what's k?
32.
Good. Multiply by 4, multiply by 4.
48 is 32.
K is going to give me 32. What about number 6?
Number 6 would be 1.
I'm going to cross multiply. 'Cause this one's a little difficult.
3.9 divided by 1.6243. 2, 4, 3, 7, 5, 6.
0.24. Divide both sides by 2.6. B is equal to
2.4.
It's 26 into 62.4. 26.
So we get 2, 4, 3, something like that.
0.4. Yep. 2.4. 26 times 4. Yep. So 2.4 is your answer.
Because what I did, Mr. G, I did 3.9 divided by the 1.6.
Okay. Yeah.
So I got 2.4, whatever.
Okay. There you go. All right.
Because the bottom one is just like, it's just like the half, like you'd say half at the top and a whole at the bottom.
Okay.
So that was to be less.
All right. So that means that for week 7, I have gone over all of your practices, 1, 2, and 3. I did them out of order. I did 2 and 3 first, and I did 1. We've done the notes. The notes are also complete. So the only things that are left for you all are the exit ticket and the midterm practice assessment. Again, just the exit ticket is due today.
It's due for today, and then we can do the practice.
You can do the practice all weekend. It's not really due. It's just for you guys. So make sure you get into that and do that. Make sure you do the exit ticket. You actually have 10 minutes now to do it because I'm going to release you guys right now because we're done.
Try and see. And it's based on the same thing that we just did, right?
Exactly. All the three things that we just did. Yep. Proportions, rates, unit rates, and ratios. So 4 things, I guess. All right. Any questions for me before I release you all?
No, I'll see you Monday.
Okay, great. Yes, I will see you Monday. You will be excused from class on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you all. See you all on Monday.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great one, everyone.
You too.